One gun I haven't reviewed before is the FX Impact. Not that I haven't tried to review it, but getting hold of one was always been the issue for me. Just when I thought I had one available, the phone would ring and, sorry, we've sold it, was how the narrative would play out. Then, out of the blue, not one but two FX Impacts available, and because of the coronavirus, I had time to spend with them. So, it's the FX Impact this week in standard and compact guises. Hello and welcome to AAR. Yes, not unlike a number 9 bus, nothing then two turn up at the same time. This week it's the Impact Week in large and small, short and long, 177 and 22 calibers. It feels a little like his and hers, which gives me an idea. Where did I leave Mrs. AAR? To start with though, it's probably worth pointing out this isn't the budget end of airguns, with price tags of £1,688 UK for the standard Impact Mk2 and surprisingly £1,688 UK for the much shorter compact version. So, not everyone will be able to afford either of these, but that doesn't make them any less interesting. More, maybe. Something to aim for, perhaps. If they're any good, that is. Right then, let's have the usual walk around. Firstly, the standard version. All black, all metal, only non-metal materials have been used where they were really needed. This very much has the feel of being engineered about it, which you would expect in this price bracket. The overall length is 87 centimetres or 34¼ inches and weighs in at 2.97 kilograms or around 6.5 pounds on scope. There is so much to show you on this. Like, if we start from the front, the first thing we see is a silencer moderator suppressor, which fits nicely onto the shrouded smooth twist barrel. The silencer is worth just taking apart to find out its secret, its ability to quieten this already quiet rifle, even more so. Opening it up, the secret is exactly the same as the secret ingredient in the Kung Fu Panda noodles. There isn't one. In fact, there are no baffles or anything. It's just an empty space. Blimey. Right then, off with this little item and on with a Donny FL. And guess what? Nothing. No difference. Not audibly any quieter. Bizarre. Below the barrel is the oversized 480cc air cylinder, which is a carbon fibre item. On this UK sub 12 foot-pound version is good for between 600 and 700 shots in either .22 or 177 calibers. Naturally, these figures reduce greatly in the higher power and higher caliber versions. The Impact does come and is available in 177, 22, 25 and 30 calibers, with power levels going up as high as 75 foot-pound. Nestled around the neck of the bottle, you find the bolt-on and very much external pressure gauge, which is a white on black and very easy to read item. So, filling to the maximum 250 bar fill is easy and accurate. There are also weaver rails on the sides and underside around this area, but with the smaller size of the bottom rail, your choice of bipod etc. is restricted. However, there are lots of ancillary items available to extend this. Airgun 101 has quite a selection of accessories for the Impact, in fact. The filler port is on the very bottom. And this is basically a Foster fitting, but beware, the supplied fitting, which naturally comes with the gun, is a long reach item, and using a standard item that may be sat on your pump or tank will fit, but getting it back out is not easy. So fit the supplied item and save yourself a lot of effort. This is then topped off with a nice tight-fitting dust cover. On the top is the scope rail, which again is a weaver rail, which is becoming more and more popular on airguns these days. In the interests of accuracy for the target work, I fitted a 6-24 by 50 Hawk Air Max. The real reason will become apparent a little later. The trigger on this is beautiful and fully adjustable and a dream to use. The safety is a military style item and, as you would expect, is very sure-footed, but without being too stiff. Sadly, this is only on one side, which helps right-handed shooters, but is a little bit more awkward for left-handed individuals. The side lever action is also on the right-hand side too, and is as smooth as the proverbial babies. It's here where you start to realise why the higher price tag. The grip is an AR-15 type and is rubberized for a grippy and a very comfortable feel. Moving down the back of the skeleton stock, we come to the very external bolt-on regulator gauge, meaning this should be very consistent on power. Behind this is the slot for the dinner plate, high capacity magazine. You don't so much as talk about these in terms of number of pellets, more percentages of full tins. These things are like the magazines out of a 1920s gangster Tommy gun. The 177 holds 38 rounds. The 22 holds 28 rounds. The .25 also holds 28 rounds and the .30 a meagre 23 rounds. You could probably put legs on this and King Arthur could invite all his mates round for dinner. Spare magazines are available, but blimey, how many shots do you need instantly available? After saying that about the amount these magazines hold, beware. You fill them up and you just keep shooting them, and the next thing is you go to the tin of pellets and you find the cupboard is empty very quickly. I was getting through loads of pellets and surprisingly quickly. The one thing that was a shock was just how this huge magazine doesn't actually get in the way at all when you're shooting. It has a lock open after last shot system that I rather like too. The release is a small lever just in front, and again it's a dream to use. The butt pad at the very end is hard rubberized item and is adjustable up and down using the knob on the side. Finally, on top of the rear stock is a chin rest to take off the cold edge of the metal. And as a hard material this was really quite comfortable. Well, there's your walk around apart from one final thing, the power adjuster on the left hand side. In the past I've done power tests on these on every setting, taking up more time than a little. I don't intend to do that here, just to say the minimum was 3.65 foot-pounds and the highest was 11.67 foot-pounds. Now this is a sub 12 foot-pound version, so the differences are slight by comparison to a full power or FAC version. Rather than talk through the feet per second at all the different power levels, that information is in the notes below. So how does this differ from the smaller, shorter Compact?
Funny you should ask. Well, the overall length is down to 68 centimetres or 26 3/4 inches, and the weight is a very slightly lower at 2.76 kilos or just over 6 pounds. The silencer with its magic internals on this one is shorter, but if it was replaced with the same Donny FL, there is a difference in noise output. So, gentlemen, size does matter, obviously. The air cylinder is also smaller at 300cc and will mean a lower shot count, and at the time of filming we didn't have any official figures. Everything else on this version is the same, including the size of the included quality hard case. Naturally, the barrel is considerably shorter, but the testing showed this to be just as powerful, certainly in the sub 12 foot-pound versions. Indeed, this one was shooting just over 12 foot-pounds at 13 foot-pounds and will naturally need to go back to be adjusted. Now there was talk about a bit of a challenge here on the target work, so naturally Andy has fitted an eBay special scope to this one that I will be shooting, and he has given me the .22 caliber one, whilst he has the 1.77. So time to show ladies have skills too. Out at the usual 40-metre range with the gauntlet has been thrown down. So here goes. 11.7.
Well, this was the first time that you'd actually fired this rifle, and as you guys know, at first it can be difficult to line the scope up, and Mrs. AAR was struggling initially with this. But to be honest, I don't think this is bad at all. Naturally, I did slightly better, but with the scope and caliber combo and a little more experience, I suppose that would be expected. But to be fair, Mrs. AR took a second go. And as you can see, she was improving all the time. I think it was time to show Corona who was in charge. How many shots to take out 5 beer bottle tops? Mrs. AAR up first.
So 6 shots for 5 hits at 40 metres. Not bad at all.
My turn now. Five out of 5. As I really should be able to. But nothing but admiration for Mrs. AAR, and to an extent a terrific example of how complementary these FX Impact rifles are. In conclusion, they are not cheap at all at £1,688 UK price tag, but as I've said before, to a great extent you get what you pay for. The design may not suit everyone and the price won't fit everybody's budget, but this is a quality tool with a big enough magazine to take out a flock of Chris Packham's pets.
And you're not likely to miss very often, whoever you are. We've enjoyed our time with these rifles. Hopefully you've enjoyed this review. If you have, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe,
share and hit the alarm bell.
Don't forget to visit the AAR website and check out the merchandise.
And of course, follow us on Facebook. The links to both of these are below.
Please shoot safely and stay safe.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next Friday.